Welcome, 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 everyone, to another episode of English Conversation Hub.
That's right. The place to be if you want to, level up your English conversation skills. I'm Oliver.
And I'm Ava, and we are so excited to be here with you today. We've got a really, really good one.
Absolutely. We've got a really foundational topic today. Something that everybody has to do, but maybe doesn't think about it enough.
Totally. We're talking about introductions, specifically how to introduce yourself in English.
And it sounds so simple, right? Like, hi, I'm Oliver. Done. But there's so much more to it. The context, the tone, what you say after your name.
Exactly. It's all about that first impression. You know, they say you only get one chance to make a first impression, and, well, your introduction is that chance. It sets the stage for the entire conversation, maybe even the entire relationship.
No pressure, though.
Right, no pressure at all. But that's why we're here. We're going to break it all down today, from the super casual hey at a party to the more formal hello in a business meeting.
Yeah, we'll give you the phrases, the tips, the common mistakes to avoid. By the end of this episode, you're going to be an introduction superstar.
A superstar. I love that. So grab a coffee, get comfortable, and let's dive into the essential guide on how to introduce yourself in English.
All right, so where do we even begin? The absolute basics, I guess.
Let's do it. I think the first and most important fork in the road is formal versus informal. This one thing changes everything.
Right, because you would never introduce yourself at a big job interview the same way you'd introduce yourself to someone at a friend's barbecue.
Oh my gosh, can you imagine? Yo, what's up, Mr. CEO? I'm Ava.
Yeah, probably not getting that job. So let's start with the easy one, the fun one, informal situations.
Okay, so picture it. You're at a party, a coffee shop, meeting a friend of a friend. It's relaxed. What's your go-to, Oliver?
My go-to is pretty simple. Just, hey, I'm Oliver, or hi, Oliver. I think the biggest thing here is that you can use I'm instead of my name is. It's just friendlier, shorter.
I'm is definitely the key. My name is can sound a little stiff in a casual setting. Not wrong, just a bit more formal than you probably need.
Yeah, exactly. And then you have other variations too, like if you're feeling really casual, you could say, hey, what's up? I'm Oliver. Or, how's it going? I'm Oliver.
And the follow-up is just as important. After they tell you their name, what do you say?
Usually something like, nice to meet you. Or even more casual, good to meet you.
I like great to meet you, too. It has a nice energy.
Yeah, and then they'll say, you too. And boom, the introduction is complete. So let's role play it super quick. Hey, Ava, I'm Oliver.
Hey, Oliver, I'm Ava. It's great to meet you.
You too. See? Simple, painless.
Totally. The key ingredients are a greeting like hi or hey, then I'm your name, and finish with nice to meet you.
And a smile. Body language is huge. A smile, maybe a little nod, make eye contact. It shows you're open and friendly.
Oh, eye contact is a big one. It shows confidence, even if you're feeling nervous on the inside.
For sure. Okay, so that's informal. Let's flip the coin. Let's talk formal situations. The job interview, a conference, meeting your partner's very serious parents for the first time.
Okay, yes, this is where things change. So first off, your greeting is probably going to be a more standard hello or good morning, good afternoon.
Right, less hey, more hello. And this is where my name is makes its grand entrance.
It really does. Hello, my name is Ava. It has a certain gravity to it, a level of respect. You're giving your full name presented clearly.
And often you'll use your full name, first and last. Hello, my name is Oliver Smith, especially in a business context.
Yes, that's a great point. First and last name is standard. And the follow-up phrase changes a bit too. Nice to meet you still works, but there are other, more formal options.
Like, it's a pleasure to meet you. That's a classic.
I like that one. Or it's a pleasure. Or even, I'm delighted to meet you, if you want to be extra polite.
And the body language gets an upgrade too. This is handshake territory.
Yes, a firm, confident handshake. Not a limp fish handshake, please.
Ugh, the worst. And not a bone crusher either. Just firm, confident, one or two pumps, and make eye contact while you're doing it.
Okay, so let's try the formal role play. You're the interviewer, I'm the candidate walking in.
All right, perfect. Hello, you must be Ava. I'm Oliver Smith. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Hello, Mr. Smith. Yes, I'm Ava Jones. The pleasure is all mine. Thank you for seeing me today.
See? Very different vibe. The language is more elevated. The tone is more serious.
Completely. And I think it's important to note, if you're ever unsure, It's always safer to start more formal. You can always become more casual later, but it's really hard to go the other way.
That is the golden rule right there. When in doubt, go formal. Let the other person set the tone. If the CEO says, please call me Bob, then okay, you can relax a bit.
Exactly. You mirror their energy. But starting with that baseline of respect is crucial in professional or formal settings.
Okay, so we have the absolute basics down, formal and informal. But an introduction is usually more than just a name, right? It's the start of a conversation.
Yes, this is where we get into the good stuff, moving beyond the name and adding a little bit more information about yourself to, get the ball rolling.
Right. This is like the mini elevator pitch about yourself. What are the common things people add after their name? I'd say job or studies is probably number one.
For sure. The classic, "So what do you do?" question comes up almost immediately. So it's good to have a simple, clear way to answer that.
So what are the different ways you can say it? You can be super direct. I'm a teacher. I'm a software developer. I'm a student.
Yep, "I'm a," followed by your job title is the most common. But you can also talk about your industry, like "I work in marketing" or "I work in finance."
That's a good one if your job title is like really specific or confusing. Like instead of saying I'm a level 3 senior integration specialist, you can just say I work in IT. It's easier for people to understand.
Haha, yes, please do that. Or you could mention your company. "I work for Google" or "I work at a small startup."
Right, and I think there's a way to make it sound more interesting, Instead of just stating your title, you can describe what you actually do or the benefit of what you do.
Ooh, I like that. So instead of "I'm an accountant," you could say,
I help small businesses manage their finances so they can grow. It's just a little bit more engaging. It invites a follow-up question.
That's so true. It gives people something to grab onto. And for students, it's pretty similar. "I'm a student" is fine, but "I'm studying psychology at City University" is better. It gives more detail.
Yeah, totally. Or I'm in my final year of engineering. It tells people where you are in your journey.
Okay, so after work or studies, what's next? Usually it's about where you're from.
The simplest way is I'm from Canada or I'm from Tokyo. Super easy.
But often our stories are a little more complicated, right? Maybe you don't live where you were born.
Right, so you can use this great phrase, I'm originally from. So I'm originally from Australia, but I've been living in New York for the last 5 years.
That's perfect. It answers two questions in one. It tells people your origin and your current situation. And again, it opens the door for more questions like, "Oh, what brought you to New York?" Or "How do you like it compared to Australia?"
Exactly. You're giving them easy things to ask about. You're helping the conversation flow.
Okay, so we've got name, job, and where you're from. That's a solid foundation. But what if you want to make a real connection, especially in a social setting?
Now we get to the secret ingredient, hobbies and interests.
Yes, this is how you go from just an acquaintance to a potential friend, finding that common ground.
Totally. So you don't want to just list your hobbies like a resume, but you can weave it into the conversation.
Right. So after you've talked about work, you could add something like, "And when I'm not doing that, I spend a lot of time hiking," or "I'm a huge movie fan."
Yeah, some good phrases are, in my free time, I really enjoy, or I'm really into, like I'm really into photography.
"I'm a big fan of" is another good one. "I'm a big fan of board games." This is the stuff that lets people see your personality.
For sure, because if you say you're into hiking and the other person is too, bam, instant connection. Now you can talk about trails, gear, your favorite places.
Okay, so let's try to put it all together. Let's do a full, friendly, informal introduction. You go first.
Okay, here we go. Hey, how's it going? I'm Oliver. Great to meet you. I work in graphic design. I'm originally from the Chicago area, but I moved out here a couple of years ago. In my free time, I'm usually out trying new coffee shops.
That was so good. See, it was like 20 seconds, and I already know so much about you. I can ask about your design work or Chicago, or I can ask you for a coffee recommendation. It's so easy to continue the conversation.
Exactly. It's about giving those little hooks for the other person to latch onto. Your turn.
All right, my turn. "Hi, I'm Ava. Nice to meet you. I'm currently studying to be a veterinarian. I'm from here, born and raised. When I'm not buried in textbooks, I'm a big fan of playing guitar, even though I'm not very good at it yet."
Awesome. The little bit at the end about not being good at guitar is great too. It's relatable and shows a bit of humility. It makes you seem more approachable.
Yeah, you don't have to pretend to be an expert at everything. It's okay to be a beginner. So that's let's call it the social introduction package. Name, work study, origin, and a hobby.
The social package. I like it. But now we have to get back to what you said earlier, which is that context is everything. That package works great at a party, but probably not in a job interview.
Oh, definitely not. This brings us to the next big section, adapting your introduction for the specific situation you're in, because they are all so different.
Let's start with the big one, the scary one, the job interview, and that dreaded, open-ended question, so tell me about yourself.
Ugh, just hearing it gives me anxiety. It's so broad. Where do you even start? What do they want to know?
Okay, rule number 1, they are not asking about your favorite band or what you did last weekend. This is a professional context. Your answer should be about your professional story.
Right, it needs to be relevant to the job you're applying for. This is not the time to talk about your stamp collection, unless you're applying to work at a museum of stamps.
Haha, right. A good structure is present, past, future.
Ooh, I like that. So present, what's your current role or situation?
Exactly. Well, I'm currently a marketing manager at XYZ company where I specialize in social media campaigns. Start with where you are now.
Okay, then past, how did you get there? What's the relevant experience that led you to this point?
Before this, I worked at ABC Corp for 3 years, where I learned the fundamentals of digital marketing and grew their online presence by 50%. You're connecting your past experience to your present skills, and using a number like 50% is really powerful.
Quantifying your achievements, yes. And finally, future. Why are you here? Why this job?
This is the most important part. You tie it all together. I've really enjoyed my time at XYZ, but I'm looking for a new challenge where I can use my skills in video marketing, which is why I was so excited to see this opportunity at your company.
That's a perfect answer. It's concise, it's relevant, and it directly answers the unspoken question, which is, why should we hire you? It shows you've thought about it and you're genuinely interested.
The key is to keep it to about, say, 60 to 90 seconds. It's a summary, not your life story.
Yes, practice it, time it, but don't memorize it so it sounds like a robot. Just have your key points ready. Present, past, future.
Okay, let's switch gears. A totally different environment. The social gathering. A party, a meetup, a friend's wedding.
Here, the present, past, future model would be super weird.
Yeah. Currently, I'm holding a drink. In the past, I was at the snack table. In the future, I hope to find the bathroom.
Exactly. So here, the goal is connection, not qualification. It's much more about finding common ground.
One of the best ways to start a conversation here is to use your shared context, the party itself. You can ask, so, how do you know Sarah, if it's Sarah's party?
That's the easiest opener in the world. It immediately creates a link. Oh, Sarah and I used to work together. How about you?
Or you can comment on something in the environment. Wow, this music is great. Or, have you tried the dip? It's amazing. It's low pressure.
I think the hardest part for many people is approaching a group that's already talking. That can be intimidating.
Totally. The key is to approach with open body language. Don't sneak up on them. Just walk up, smile, and listen for a moment to get the vibe of the conversation.
And then when there's a natural pause, you can just say something simple like, hey, mind if I join you guys?
Yeah, 99% of the time people will say, of course, come on in. Then you can do your simple introduction. I'm Oliver, by the way.
The focus here is really on asking questions and being a good listener. Your introduction is just the key to open the door. The real work is in the conversation that follows.
Right. It's less about presenting yourself and more about discovering the other person.
Okay, how about the third big scenario? The one that's kind of a mix between the two, a professional networking event.
Ooh, tricky. It's like a party, but for work.
Exactly. You need to be friendly and approachable, but also professional and purposeful. Your introduction needs to reflect that.
So this is where that mini elevator pitch we talked about earlier is your best friend. A quick 30-second summary of who you are and what you do.
Yep. You'd start with the formal handshake and introduction. Hi, I'm Ava Jones. It's great to meet you. Then when they ask what you do, you're ready.
I'm a project manager in the renewable energy sector, focused on developing new solar farm projects. It's specific, professional, and interesting.
And just like at a social party, a great opener is to use the context of the event. So, what brings you to the conference today? Or have you seen any good talks so far?
The big difference here is the goal. At a party, the goal is fun. At a networking event, the goal is to make valuable connections. So you want to be a bit more direct in asking people about their work.
Right. You need to be prepared to both talk about yourself concisely and ask thoughtful questions about their own career and industry. It's a two-way street.
Okay, this is all great stuff. We've covered the what and the how, but what about the what not to do? Let's talk about some common mistakes.
Oh, yes, the cringe-worthy mistakes we've all made or seen. Number 1 on my list, TMI, too much information.
Yes. You're just meeting someone and they launch into a super long, detailed story about their complicated job or their recent breakup or a weird medical thing.
It's just overwhelming. An introduction should be a teaser, not the whole movie. Keep it short and sweet. Give the other person a chance to ask for more information if they're interested.
This leads directly to mistake number 2, the monologue. An introduction is the start of a dialogue, 2 people. If you talk for 2 minutes straight without taking a breath or asking a question, you're not having a conversation.
That's such a good point. A simple rule is share a piece of information, then ask a question. I work in marketing. How about you? I just moved here from Boston. Are you from around here?
It's like a game of tennis. You hit the ball over the net, then you wait for them to hit it back. You don't just keep serving 100 balls at them.
I love that analogy. Okay, another mistake. Mumbling or speaking too fast.
A big one. It's usually a sign of nervousness, but if the other person can't understand your name, it's just awkward for everyone.
So true. So take a deep breath before you speak, make eye contact, and say your name clearly and at a moderate pace. Even if you have to fake the confidence, it makes a huge difference.
Yeah, fake it till you make it definitely applies here. And this brings me to maybe the biggest, most common mistake of all.
Ooh, what is it?
Forgetting their name instantly.
Yes, it happens to everyone. You're so focused on what you're going to say that their name just goes in one ear and out the other.
It's the worst feeling, like 30 seconds later when you want to say their name and your mind is just a complete blank.
So we need some tricks. What are the tricks to remember names? My number 1 tip is to repeat it back to them immediately.
Yes, so if I say, "Hi, I'm Oliver," you say,
Hi, Oliver. I'm Ava. Nice to meet you, Oliver. Using it in the sentence helps lock it in your brain.
it really does. Another trick is to try and associate their name with something. If you meet a guy named Baker, you can picture him holding a loaf of bread. It sounds silly, but those mental images can stick.
And if you do forget, it's okay. Don't panic. The best thing to do is just be honest.
Right. It's much less awkward to just say, "I'm so sorry, I've just blanked on your name," than to avoid using their name for the whole conversation.
Most people are very understanding because it happens to them too. They'll appreciate the honesty.
Whew, okay, that was a lot. We've gone through the basics, adding details, adapting to context, and what not to do. I feel like we've built a pretty comprehensive guide. So we've covered how to introduce ourselves pretty thoroughly, but what about when you're with 2 people who don't know each other? The social responsibility of introducing them falls on you.
I think so too. So maybe we should start to wrap things up with a recap of the biggest takeaways.
Sounds good. So takeaway number 1 for me is context is king. Always consider if the situation is formal or informal and choose your words accordingly.
Absolutely. And my big takeaway is that an introduction isn't a speech, it's an invitation. You're inviting someone into a conversation. So give them some information, but also be curious about them and ask questions.
The tennis match, I like that. Also, body language. Smile, make eye contact, stand with open posture. It says so much before you even speak a word.
So true. And finally, I think the most important piece of advice is to practice. It sounds silly, but it works.
It's not silly at all. Practice your 30-second networking pitch. Practice your tell me about yourself answer for interviews. Stand in front of a mirror and say it out loud.
The more you say it, the more natural it will feel. It builds muscle memory for your mouth and your brain. So when you're in the real nerve-wracking situation, you have something to fall back on.
Exactly. It's about being prepared. Confidence doesn't just appear. It comes from preparation and practice.
So, our challenge to you, our listeners, is to take one of these situations this week, whether it's meeting someone new at a coffee shop or a networking event, and consciously think about your introduction. Try out some of these phrases. See how it feels.
Yeah, the real learning happens out there in the world, not just listening to us. So go out there and introduce yourselves.
And that, I think, is a wrap for today's episode. Thank you all so much for tuning in to English Conversation Hub.
It's been a pleasure. If you found this episode helpful, we would be so grateful if you could leave us a review on your favorite podcast platform. It really helps other learners find the show.
It really does. And be sure to follow us on social media for more tips and updates throughout the week. We'll be back next time with another topic to help you become a more confident and fluent English speaker.
Until then, keep practicing. I'm Oliver.
And I'm Ava. Happy conversations, everyone.